Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, Sheila, what's up, little mama? What's happening? How you doing? What's up, Black Rider Space? What's to it? Hey, y'all, what's going on? This your boy E Hood. Listen, I got some good stuff to talk about today, and you really might want to get some folks to join in on this here. Good, yeah. What's been going on, Sheila? Doing all right? Good. Hey, listen. I am about to speak on something. I'm going to pass all of the introductions about book, email list, all that. Today I'm going straight to the topic, and I'm speaking on, is this statement greed or truth? And the statement is, when you hear all these pastors say, if you have a need, sow a seed. Is this statement greed or is it truth? Now I'm going to show us in the scriptures what it is. But now, I'm going to start by saying that I myself used to once ram that thing down them preachers' throat. I mean, ram it down their throats. You greedy, you trying to manipulate the people, that's all you wanted, their money. Which, because we got to keep balance with this thing, which in a lot of cases, not some, in a lot of cases, is the butt-naked truth. But now, when I came about it being biased about this here thing, and I checked this thing out through the scriptures, boy, let me show you something. Let me show you something about if you have a need, sow a seed. See, most, if not all of us, are going through some real trials in our life. Financially, physically, relationship, jobs, whatever the case may be. A lot of us are going through some serious trials and tribulations in our life. But now, I'm going to show you something in the scriptures that can hopefully wake up that thing in us. And we must look at this here thing from a non-biased perspective and check this stuff out. Because like I told you, I was one who used to ram them preachers. I mean, ram it down their throat. You crook. But, like I said, we're going to keep a balance with this here thing. Most of them have really took that thing and ran with it and got rich off people. But now let me show you the biblical scripture for that, of how it's truth. Jesus, have mercy. Did I just say that? If you have a need, you need to sow a seed. Watch this here. Watch this. Over in the book of Mark. Watch this. Over in the gospel of Mark. Now this is the scriptures saying this here. Not your boy Hood. Not your boy. The scriptures. Watch this. Over in Mark chapter 12, and I'm starting at verse 41. Now this is when Jesus was in the temple. Check this out. This is when Jesus was in the temple. Now we will have a lot of trolls that come up here, right, on this screen. But I ain't going to block them, because they might need to get saved. I ain't going to block them unless they get real ignorant, disrespectful. I start my block ministry. But for right now, hopefully they get saved. Now look here. This is when Jesus was in the temple, and watch what Jesus was doing. Verse 41. And Jesus sat over against the treasury and beheld how the people cast money into the treasury. And many that were rich cast in much. And there came a certain poor widow, and she threw in 2 mites, which make a far thing. And he called unto his disciples. Now watch this. Jesus called his disciples over to the side. Because now watch. Jesus, God in the flesh, he was checking out how people was putting in the church. Boy, God dog. Jesus was checking this thing out. Watch this. Jesus checking them out on how they were putting in. And he said that the rich people was putting in their abundance. And watch what he say about that. And he called unto his disciples and said unto them, verily I say unto you, that this poor widow hath cast more in than all they which have cast into the treasury. Wait a minute, Jesus. Wait a minute, player. Now you just said that the rich folks are putting in abundance. And this poor widow put in 2 pennies. How did she put in more than they did? Jesus said over in verse 44, for all they did cast in of their abundance. So what he was saying here, yeah, they put in, but they was putting in a lot of money because they could. If that's all they had, they wouldn't do that. Because their hard posture, boy, I'm trying to tell you, he looks at the motive more than the act itself. Because their hard posture. This is why you can have a whole lot of rich folks that will contribute to things, and they would do it only because that it's a tax write-off. And people look at them like they're doing such an honorable thing. But if it wasn't a tax write-off, would they give them hundreds of thousands? Would they give them millions if it wasn't a tax write-off? Watch what Jesus saying about the poor widow. For all they did cast in of their abundance, but she of her want cast in all that she had, even all her living. Watch what he say over in the Amplified. But she out of her deep poverty has put in everything that she had, even all she had on which to live. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Jesus said, this woman here got a need. She's struggling. This woman here is poor. Because now she's a widow. So first she's a woman that couldn't work in those days, and she's a widow. Widow was the poorest of the poor. This lady had some serious needs. Jesus said this woman put in everything she had. Now, I'm not saying go and take your entire check to no church. I'm not saying go and take your entire check to no pastor. Don't get it goofy. I'm trying to help us. Jesus said this woman put in more than all of them. Her hard posture was this here. I got a need. What I'm working with now can't help me. Let me take this to somewhere where I know if I sow it, I'm believing for increase to come in my life. Man, look at the money that we have now. We got more bills than money. Hey, boy. But now, are you sowing? Are you sowing? Are you sowing? Because, man, if you have a need, this lady has a need. See, the rich folks, they don't have a need. So they can give like that because they want to flaunt and stunt and look at what I get. We know people in church like that who are well off. So they want to give, and then they want to go and present large checks to the pastor so everybody can see them do this here and stuff like this. And Jesus said, you have already received your reward. While people are looking at you, that's your reward. So they won't receive anything from God. I don't care what they give to the pastor. But now see, when you have a real need, you in dire need. You in dire need. You got some things going on in your life. You got to sow a seed. And watch this here. Not just finances. I'm not just talking finances. Sow into somebody's life. Sow some time into somebody's life. There's somebody out here that's struggling, that's going through, that need a word, that needs some encouragement, that need just an ear to hear, a shoulder to lean on. Somebody who's going to feel their pain. That's sowing a seed. Sow a seed. You have a need. Watch this here. Watch this. Let me show you over in 2 Corinthians chapter 9. Now, y'all have heard this here plenty of times. But now, let me show you some real stuff through this here. 2 Corinthians chapter 9. This is Apostle Paul speaking about sowing. Watch this. I'm going to read from the Amplified Version. Remember this, verse 6. He who sows sparingly and grudgingly will also reap sparingly and grudgingly. Can't get around that. So now we look at our life, right? We look at our life. And we go to church. And we put in our little old $5, $10. We ain't stretching. We not stretching like this woman with the 2 mites over in Book of Mark and over in Luke 21, 1 through 4. So we ain't stretching like that. So now, we are really doing just like the rich folks do. You know, they give out of what they have, you know, their abundance. So we just going to barely scrape the surface. We going to put our toe right on the line. We ain't going to jump over there. No, we ain't going to jump over. No, we're going to put our toe right on the line. But now see, when you have a need, sowing your seed is believing, Lord, look here. I got serious needs, man. Serious needs. What I'm working with now can't do nothing for me. Here, player, take a chunk of this here. Bam. And because he said over in Mark 4, he said the sower sows the word. Look, when you sowing, bam, I'm believing for financial increase. I'm sowing this your seed for financial increase. I'm sowing this your seed for healing in my body. I'm sowing this your seed for favor in every area. I mean, I'm sowing this seed for this business, and you lock horns on that thing. I'm sowing this seed. If you have a need, you better sow a seed. I'm telling you what, watch this. And he who sows generously, that blessings may come to someone, will also reap generously and with blessings. This is the Bible. It's not me talking now. It's not me talking. I'm not trying to get nobody money. Don't nobody give me no money. Ain't nobody send me nothing through PayPal or nothing. I'm trying to help you when you at your local church, or even if you just out in the streets. Say like if you go to a restaurant and you eating in, and the waiter is taking care of their business and they good. You know how most folks will tip $2, $3. Hit them with $10 or $20 if you can. Hit them. Sow a seed. You have a need, sow a seed. Or watch this. You in ministry. You looking for you a building. You don't have a building. But you have some finance that you can help another ministry grow in. Sow a seed into their life. I'm talking about big boy stuff here. This grown folk stuff in the spirit. This grown folk stuff here. See, what this does, it purges you. It purges us from the spirit of being cheap, from the spirit of fear. Because When you worrying and fearful, it blocks God. God can't move. I don't care what you say. Not that he don't want to move, but he can't do nothing. Fear and worry are doubt and unbelief to God. This is why Jesus always say, fear not, little flock. Listen to what they say. Look, let each one give as he has made up his own mind and purpose in his heart, not reluctantly or sorrowfully or under compulsion, mean that you've been bribed to give. This how a lot of pastors do, folks. They'll bribe them, and they'll take these very same scriptures what I'm using, and they will manipulate folks into doing this stuff here. And when you do it with that motive, then you wonder why ain't nothing came to pass. It's the motive. It's the motive. It's the motive. It's the motive. For God loves, watch this here, he takes pleasure in, prizes above other things, and is unwilling to abandon or to do without, watch this here, a cheerful, joyous, prompt to do it, giver, watch this here, whose heart is in his giving. Told you it's the motive. It's the motive. When you give, you got the see. I hear people saying that they give and they don't expect nothing back. That's not biblical. That's not God. That's false humility. It's ignorance. It's not God. Every time you sow, you should be sowing with an expectation of reaping a harvest. Let me show you something. Watch over here. I'm going to go to the very scripture that we done took as a religious anthem. Watch this. Now we're talking about if you have a need, sow a seed. Here is somebody who created the earth itself, God, who displayed to the fullest this method of having a need and sowing a seed. Watch this. John chapter 3, verse 16. That's what God said. For God so greatly loved, and this is Jesus, God in the flesh. He's saying this here. For God so greatly loved and dearly prized the world that he even gave up his only begotten unique son. Watch this here. Watch why he did it. So that whoever believes in, trusts in, clings to, relies on him shall not perish, come to destruction, or be lost, but have eternal, everlasting life. God had a need to be reconciled with his people. God had a need for his people to be with him. God had a need for his people not to go to hell. So God had to sow a seed, and that seed was Jesus. The bigger your seed with the motive, the greater the increase, the greater the harvest. God's motive was love. His seed was Jesus. His harvest was us. Boy, we got to get this. This is why Jesus said over in Luke 6:38, he said, give, and it'll be given unto you, sowing and reaping. Watch this. Good measure, pressed down, we talking about multiplication, shaken together, and running over. Watch this. Watch this. Now we're talking about sowing and reaping. Shall men give unto your bosom? God works through people. If you have a need, you need to sow a seed in somebody's life. I'm not just talking about a church. I'm not just talking about no pastor, none of that stuff there. I'm talking about there are so many opportunities every day where you can sow into somebody's life. It ain't got to be money. Time. You have a need, sow a seed. I'm trying to help us. I'm trying to help us. Aren't you tired of struggling? Aren't you tired of always worried about bills? Aren't you tired of going to a job that you just regret going to? Ain't you tired of that? Watch this. Aren't you tired of going to church every Sunday, listening to a message, and not implementing none of it in your own life? Why go? Why go? See, me personally, my time and money are valuable to me. I don't have time to play. Why go? You have a need, sow a seed. This is a law you cannot get around. All you gotta do is just look at your own life and see, have you been sowing? And if you have, what have the motives been? You look at the scriptures and look at your life. Because these scriptures, this is a mirror. This is a mirror. You can't get around it. I don't care how you look at it. Look, you're whining. No. Our whining, our fear, our complaining, none of that is going to move God. None of that is going to shake heaven. None of that is going to move that law of sowing and reaping. None of that. The law only operates through obedience of the law. God had established the law of sowing and reaping. He established this thing here. He himself obeys that one. I don't know why we think we can't. To whoever you want. Now as far as sowing a seed, you have to make sure that what you're doing is good ground. It's good ground. It's good ground. Because, see, a lot of stuff, not good ground. That's why you got to have some discernment. You got to have some discernment on where you're sowing it. If you in a good church and you know that this church here is bringing some serious word, now you know this here is bringing some serious word, why wouldn't you sow a seed into that? And it's not always money. It's not always money. You can sow your time. What can I do to help the ministry? What can I do to help? Maybe clean up something. Maybe I can go get some paper towels or some tissue. What do we need around here? Maybe we need a garbage can. Let me go to the dollar store, go get a garbage can. You probably don't have the money. But time. Let me see who I can speak life into. Let me see who I can encourage today. Even though I myself going through hell. I myself is going through hell. Who can I encourage? Who can I encourage? I just had to put my block ministry on just a few minutes ago, y'all. I had to put my block ministry on. Who can I encourage? I need to encourage somebody. I just had to put it on again, y'all. I had to put block ministry. I got him. Got him. I'm telling you, I'm talking about sowing a seed. If you have a need, you got a need, sow a seed. Look, you can't, look, there comes a time in our life to where when things are happening to where it will show us, it will show us that our human ability can only go so far. We're going to need some supernatural going on. We're going to need some supernatural going on because money ain't going to fall from the sky. It sure don't grow on trees. Lord, I wish it did. But we're going to need some supernatural happening. Seriously. And see, If you are not operating in faith, why even call yourself a Christian? If you're not operating in faith, why even be bothered with God? For what? For what? That's how people's mindset are. Every time you're talking about sowing a seed, only thing people think about is money. Money. That is, but for the most part, it's because it's been taught like that. And people have been so manipulated by it to where they really have a right to gripe like that. But your griping is not going to get anything done. You may as well let that go. That's water under the bridge. If you have a need, bam, sow a seed. I'm learning this here in my own life. And one of the seeds that we can really sow is stop worrying. Oh boy, stop complaining. Oh boy. I'm telling you now, here's some big stuff now. One of the seeds that we can really sow is stop worrying and stop complaining. And allow God to move. Fear, worrying, complaining, God ain't finna move on none of that. That stuff does not register with him. He does not move on that. The Bible says that Jesus could not do many miracles in his own hometown. Watch this here. Because of their unbelief. The Bible said that the first generation of the children of Israel, that they did not cross over into the promised land because of their unbelief. It was the young generation, Joshua and Caleb, them the ones that crossed over because they believed God. And they crossed over into the promised land flowing with milk and honey. If you want to be flowing in your life with no lack, this is what salvation is. Real salvation is nothing missing, nothing broken, wholeness in every area. You got to sow a seed and dive into God and say, man, I trust you. I trust you, man. I don't have nothing. You already know this here. But I'm going to sow this here. I'm sowing this here because I'm believing you to increase so that I can live good. I'm believing you for this here, man. I'm sowing. I'm sowing with the purpose of reaping a serious harvest. And I'm believing this here with great faith and earnest expectation that you on top of it. I believe you, man. You have a need. Sow a seed. It's your boy, Ehud. Have a need. Sow a seed. I'm out. Peace.